start off by everyone would please rise for the playing of the school alma mater. Welcome back, alumni, friends and family. You know, it's an end of an era and the start of a new one. There have been thousands of students that have gone to school here and hundreds of teachers that have taught here. And we definitely have called this home. I know it's going to be a sad day whenever we walk out of here as the last administrators in this building because we really have grown very fond of this place. We're looking at the history of the building. It's hard to believe that 60 years it's actually been. 1954, June 16th was the groundbreaking ceremony that happened here. And the doors opened with the first occupancy permit on September 4th, 1956. Welcoming the first graduating class that ended up graduating May the 24th, 1957. The last graduating class, we're going to give them a big round of applause as well, the class of 75. And we're starting the whole thing off with the car show, the dance, and everything that's been associated. So we're very happy to have them. In 1975, the fall of 1975, the Clearfield Middle School comes into being, as the Clearfield High School went to high. And now we're looking at 2014 with the closing of the building. If we look here, the groundbreaking ceremony, like I said, was held on June 16, 1954. Some notables that were there. We look at Superintendent S.W. Morrison, State Senator Letzler, Sesquicentennial Queen Virginia Sykes, Board President Howard McGarvey, the Principal Howard Bean, and then also Mr. Gordon from the Pennsylvania School Building Authority there as well. So it must have been quite an event that they had in 1954. The total construction cost, I know this may bore you, but $1,847,813, and let's not forget the 15 cents. It's hard to believe that this building was just $1.8 million, especially when we're looking at a building project of several million, which Mr. Stewart was going to talk about here in a little bit. The construction process took about 2 years to complete. The original occupancy permit was received September 4th of 1956. See from the bottom picture there that Clearfield Hospital has definitely changed a little bit, but the original structure is still there. Welcome class of 1957. As they came into the new Clearfield Area Senior High School. Like I said, it was dedicated November the 11th, 1956. And there's actually someone here that has the original dedication brochure, but if you're ever looking for that, if you look at clearfieldreunions.com, it happens to be on there as well. And it is an amazing article, and the person that has it, she actually is holding it up back there, so I'm sure that she'd be willing to share that with you if you'd like to see that. I hate to put you on the spot, but you definitely should be very proud of that artifact. If we look at the main office, the guidance office in the infirmary, the one on the bottom right kind of makes me chuckle a little bit, as this school was originally equipped with a dentist office. Can't say that you see that very often anymore. The main office on the top, virtually the same thing. In the school. We walked in there when Mr. Brickley and I took over as the administrators 6 years ago. We walked into that very desk, their counter that is still there, and it's amazing how this time capsule really has remained unchanged. If you look at the 1,104-seat auditorium that you're sitting in, we We actually look at the seats on the bottom left-hand picture, exactly the same ones that you're sitting in from 1954. To be honest, I don't even know if they've ever been reupholstered. So isn't it amazing the quality of the product that was put together whenever they built this. The original serving lines, for those of you that stopped down at the cafeteria today, you will see the exact same stainless steel tubing along there for the serving lines. We had a full service area for more than 300 students. From this picture until now, there actually was a small addition put on. You can see to the back side here, there were windows there. Not quite that way now, as it was a block wall and it was expanded out. The library, if you happen to walk in the library, those are the same chairs from 1956 or 57. Gymnasium. The only thing that you'll notice has changed with the gymnasium is new bleachers. The floor is exactly the same. And of course the backboards have changed. But other than that, it is essentially the same building. If you happen to walk in the locker rooms, if you took that opportunity, the same lockers are still there. With the peach pots, the same ones. Band room, virtually the same. You had an opportunity to walk down the band hallway at the end, and I wouldn't be a bit surprised to say that those are the same instruments in there as well. We're looking at the back of the building now, down where what we call the 8th grade area, or originally were the 6th grade pods. That was the vocational area, as this school was built as a comprehensive high school, where we had the auto mechanic shop, an auto body shop, metalworking, woodworking, and various other things. Vocational agriculture was in there as well. You can see that the renovation at one point, or some changes, took the garage doors out of the back of the building and changed some of the windows. Home economics. We walk into the home economics room, virtually the same thing. A couple things were removed from the picture at the top left, but still, I believe, the same white cabinets. Business ed. You know, pardon me?
Is it arcade wouldn't even know what those things are?
Correct. I was almost going to say that, I'm ashamed to say that I don't know if I've ever used a typewriter in my life. And as you can see, state-of-the-art facility had many typewriters in there, and quite impressive. Various classrooms throughout the building. We look at the science labs down to the bottom right, the art classroom to the bottom left, and some other classrooms throughout. And I'm sure that if you look in some of these classrooms, you'll see those original desks are still around here somewhere in various locations. Hope you had an opportunity to reminisce as you walk the halls of Mill Road. It's kind of amazing how this place has remained virtually unchanged. If you look at the outside, really the only modifications that were made over the years have been new windows, new doors. A new roof was put on the building somewhere in the mid-'80s from what I understand, but it still is virtually the same building. Someone asked me if they were coming in here, why did you cover the windows? Energy savings. Those big glass windows that went the whole way to the roof, they found that they lost an awful lot of heat, so they covered them over. The time capsule. Well, I've received a lot of phone calls about this time capsule. In 1976, the class of 8A created a time capsule to be opened in 50 years. They originally talked about maybe opening it today to see what was in there, but decided that it was meant to be a 50-year time capsule, so it will be moved to the high school where we'll have a new location. That stone is located to the front left of the auditorium where the old flagpole used to be. Now you see why I said I think those are the same instruments. You look at the bottom right. Still the same flooring, same floor tiles in the music areas. For those of you that put on plays here, unfortunately I couldn't open it up, so I thought maybe you needed some pictures of the stage changing area that is located down below here. Unfortunately, that has been closed for quite a few years now because there are some water issues down there. Auditorium, still in my mind, probably the best feature of this entire building is this auditorium. It is amazing the performances that have happened in this auditorium. We've had a lot of people come in here. It's just wonderful. The classrooms. You look at the top right picture, the art classrooms, still the same tables, still the same benches. Cafeteria serving line, bottom left, as I told you, it's the same. Stairwells, the cafeteria space, the new bleachers at the gymnasium that say CMS on them. And what we call the 8th grade hallway, which were the 6th grade pods at one time. This is where the vocational area was. They've changed over. I hope that you all had an opportunity to take a look at the banners, the various banners that were down in what we call the 8th grade area, as they came from the old junior high school. Starting way back, I believe that our first ones that we have are back in the teens, clear to, I believe they stopped doing this in 85 and 86. The reason I took 2 pictures, of course, is 1975, just because last graduating class, even though the junior high school is not here, notice black and gold. So the big question that I've been asked several times has been, why was the middle school black and gold and the high school black and red? And I said, I have no idea.
Because the junior high colors were black and gold back then.
Yep. I'd like to thank several people listed up there. You know, if you happen to walk throughout the building today, there were a lot of teachers and students that put a great deal of time into trying to create the walking timeline. It was a thought that came out about 2 months ago that we wanted to put up some artifacts, some things that kind of stirred your memory about years going by. And the teachers and the students really did an admirable job. I was so impressed with everything that they did. And the kids, when they really get into this project. Of course, you know, knowing kids as well as we know kids, my thought on the whole thing was we're going to put all these things up and we're going to have the little bugger that's going to go along and rip them down. Well, it ended up being that we had several students that put time into it, that they defended it like it was the wall of honor. If you touch it, you're done. So I kind of had to chuckle about that, and it was a wonderful experience for everybody here. And thank you all for this, because without this, we probably wouldn't have done it. Special thanks to Mr. Paul Dietzel of ClearfieldReunions.com. If you stepped into the classrooms, I think but about 4 of the graduating classes between 1957 and 75, we had scrolling yearbooks in the classrooms. He and Bill Broad actually scanned those yearbooks, have them on ClearfieldReunions.com. If you ever want to see that stuff, it is all there for you to view, free of charge. So I'd like to give Paul Dietzel and Bill Broad a huge round of applause. Now, I guess just to put one more plug in for them, they're definitely still looking for more artifacts to add on there, but it has to be one of the most complete sites I've ever seen whenever it comes to alumni, and that's very impressive. I hate to say it, but it's time to say farewell to Mill River. At this time, Mr. Terry Struble, Superintendent.